Alright, so what's going on, Bulls Nation? So let the speculation begin. So are we gonna blow up the roster or not? But I'm gonna propose some trade here that might make sense for the Bulls if they decide not to blow it up right after this.
Let's talk about one of the most iconic basketball teams in the world. You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation.
All right, Bulls Nation. So we'll pretend that I personally don't think the Bulls are gonna blow it up. I think they're gonna soft retool, and I think that's the way to go. To blow it up right now, I know it's admitting defeat, and but I think they can still kind of salvage the situation. Maybe not this season, or maybe this season as well. But I think that it's salvageable, right? Like, so out of the big three, I'm gonna kind of do some trade proposals for each one of them. So two of them are going to remain. Of course, you want to kind of bridge the gap of future/now. So, because if you want to blow it up, completely, and that is possible as well, you have to trade them for assets, right? Like ideally young talent and draft picks. But our guys are, in a position where no one's going to really offer us 3 first rounders. You kind of do that at the beginning of the before the beginning of the season, but right now their stocks have never been lower. So we're gonna be a bit realistic here. So my first trade proposal is here it goes. So the Bulls are not gonna completely blow it up in this scenario, but they're kind of trying to make the playoffs this year, and then but without future locking themselves up with longer contracts. That's why Lavine is here, so they can hit the reset button right after the season where there's nothing at stake. Because right now, yes, you can blow it up and tank for Wemby, but the chances are if you don't get Wemby, you just tank for nothing. You wasted a year. But if you kind of do this, you still have a shot maybe in the play-in tournament, and or kind of go on from there. So Zach Lavine to the Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, Finney Smith, and 2 first rounders, maybe protected, maybe 1 unprotected, I don't know, something like that in that manner. So with this, we get our point guard, because you're doing this with the thought of Lonzo's not coming back, right? Lonzo's not coming back. You get Spencer Dinwiddie, which is a very solid point guard in a controlled contract as well. So he's after this year, he has 1 more year, so he's aligned with DeMar DeRozan. So now you make this move, kind of trying to get to the playoffs. You also get Dorian Finney-Smith, where he is a power forward. So what you can do with your lineup is that you can put Dinwiddie and then DeRozan at the shooting guard, put Patrick Williams in the small forward and Dorian Finney-Smith in the power forward, and then Vucevic in it. So right now you didn't completely blow it up, but you're trying to kind of sneak into the playoffs with that roster. Now it's gonna be a big roster. They have some size in there, and also Finney-Smith can defend. Now Patrick Williams can defend, and also Dinwiddie can defend. Now there's only 2 guys that are kind of suspect in the defense, which is Vuce and DeMar. But at least the 3 guys in there can defend. Now the problem here is that Finney-Smith is not really a scorer. Now maybe that's a solution, because Dinwiddie can hold his own. He can give you 15 points. But maybe this would be the reason how Patrick Williams would just blossom in his own. Maybe being in the small forward position, because I think he has the speed, the lateral quickness, and all that stuff to play that position as well. He's 6'7". It's not like he's 7 feet tall. I think he can pull up the the small forward position. Then you can slide DeMar in the shooting guard, and we'll see where it goes. With that move, you are not hampered by the future as well, because their contracts are and Finney-Smith has a very favorable contract as well. I know their timeline is not that much, but at the same time, guys like Finney-Smith and Alex Caruso always have a spot in this league. So if you decide to blow it up next year or the year after, you can flip those guys for assets. And same goes with Dinwiddie. But right now, Luka needs a running mate. So what a perfect scenario there. You give up Zach Lavine. Dinwiddie is a lost cause anyway. Basically Washington gave him away for they just traded his contract. but his contract is not as bad as Lavine. So us Bulls fans, like we could kind of hit the reset button, get some draft picks, a couple of draft picks in the process. Now in the Mavs' favor, they got rid of Dinwiddie. It's not like they want to get rid of Dinwiddie, but it's a huge improvement from Dinwiddie to Zach Lavine. Now, Dinwiddie's he's basically a salary filler here. So Luka can go back being the point. Zach would be a shooting guard. They can get if they want, honestly, to be honest with you, if they wanted Goran Dragic, they can have him too, as a guard, and then give us 2 first rounders. In that sense, we still have guards, and we have size in the front court. That would tremendously help Vooch in a pick and roll situation, in the rebounding section, because now Finney Smith and Patrick Williams are there to help him out. In the backcourt, DeMar is going to be a little bit of a challenge, trying to chase the smaller guards, but maybe you can flip flop that. On defense, maybe make DeMar a power forward, because he also has the size and the rebounding prowess, and maybe put Patrick Williams out there because he can guard smaller guards as well. So that's an option that works for both teams. I think in Dallas' point of view, they can get a dynamic scorer right next to Luka. Maybe even get Goran there to spot him in the point guard slot. They give away picks, but at least they're not wasting Luka's prime. Who are their next option? Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal is going to cost them a lot more, and I don't know why he's, I think Zach would be a perfect running mate for Luka, because he does have the athleticism that Bradley Beal, kind of does not have. He's also a shooter. He's younger, so I think it's a perfect match for Dallas. Now they got to cuff up first rounders. We're not going to give Zach for just Finney Smith and Dinwiddie. They gotta at the very least, 1 unprotected or 2 first rounders. They can put a protection in it if they want to. But let me know in the comments how you feel about this trade. Are we getting gypped on this one, or do you think it's fair? Because I personally don't think the Bulls are gonna blow it up. So that's one kind of band-aid for now. We make the playoffs, and then we'll go on from there. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and I'll see you guys in the next video.